Now, what I would like to do, just real quick, because I think it's an important issue, is to go to the questions. Because I think one of the things that I'd like to do is just make kind of like take-home points. First of all, true or false, metabolic screening of children with developmental delay is not necessary if newborn screening was performed and available for review. True. Routine cytogenetic testing is not necessary if there are no dysmorphic features of a specific syndrome. Actually, that's not true. That's false. Because oftentimes, routine cytogenetic testing can bring up something, even though you don't have any morphologic abnormality. Now, the thing is that many of these routine cytogenetic tests have already been performed in the newborn period. So these are things that I think you have to keep in mind. Screening for Fragile X must be performed in all children with developmental delay, even if they are female and have no family history of delays. Well, it's not, that is false, but the conception here is that it's reasonable to consider. So think about it, and it may be something to do now. And obviously the Fragile X and Rett syndromes now are real popular. And even things like Prader-Willi and Angelman's have become extremely popular now. And so everybody's jumping on that bandwagon. And they're adding newer ones all the time. So just kind of think that these are parts of the recommendation. Screening for Rett syndrome should be considered for all females with moderate to severe mental retardation, even without features of autism. That's probably true. Because at least now, we can start to identify this syndrome with genetic testing. And the genetic testing has become easier and less expensive. An EEG is not necessary in a child with developmental delay without clinical features of a seizure disorder, and yes, that is true. A CT scan is recommended for all children with global developmental delay, but an MRI is preferred. Yes, that is true. Special techniques to assess subtelomeric chromosomal defects may be considered for children with moderate to severe developmental delay. Yes, that is true. And this is something where we have to know about these screening methods now. But what are you going to do with the results? That's a whole nother question. I think we are kind of in this mode where we want to do many tests, but is that really going to benefit the child? That's a good question. And just as a quick little sidelight, there was a recent review of the, Victor Federal Funding Agency reported that from 1990 to 2002, there was a 10-fold increase in the number of MRI procedures that were billed and paid for. And between 2003 and 2007, there was another doubling. So between 1990 and 2007, there was a 20-fold increase in the number of MRI procedures performed under this particular screening. Now, was there a 20-fold increase in medical health care benefit? No. But expense? Yeah. Now, next question being, pediatric neurology consultation is recommended for all children with moderate to severe developmental delay? True. Whether it's going to be a value or not is another whole question. But I think that that's a reasonable thing. And the point there is that oftentimes it's like necessary to have obtained the consult and to have some form of a neurologic diagnosis offered. And then to also determine what sort of labeling we want to use to get the services that the child needs. May actually be two separate processes. And the last point, the three most useful clinical tools for assessment of global developmental delay are head circumference curve, evaluation of pregnancy, labor, and delivery, and evaluation of family history. Absolutely true. Those are the critical components when you're trying to put together a story about child where you are worried about global developmental delay. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr.